Because introducing your sim to another gives you some experience in it, charisma is a skill that almost every sim will gain a level or two in. Because this skill is pretty dry to cover, I figured this would be a good time to just run through and go over the features you get while leveling and what they do for you. First, let's touch on leveling charisma itself. While it may seem obvious that talking will boost charisma, a lot of socials actually do not contribute to leveling it. This is in part due to the number of traits and expansion related socials in the game. Those like hug, get to know, heartfelt compliment, certain stories, and anything with the charisma sunglasses next to it will give you skill XP. For some of the unlocks, this is the primary purpose. For example, Brighten Day, which you're given at level 2, it gives a big chunk of skill XP, but your sim needs to be happy to use it most of the time. Because sims tend to walk away unless you lock them in a room with you, it's probably better to get the first few levels by talking in a mirror. Later on, you get the epic story option, which actually does give more skill XP than plain practice speech. The skill features a few ways to manipulate other sims' moods. At level 3, you get Flatter, which when successful will result in the other sim getting a happy buff. Brighten Day doesn't do this, but I thought it did. I suppose it's a leftover from the Sims 3 days. At later levels of charisma, you get a couple of important new introductions that will give you a quick boost. Enchanting introduction is great for romance and starts to target off with a flirty mood, which can lead to an instance of one quick chat session turning into a date. Charming introductions will do the same for friendly. Starting with this momentum and using flattery will get you everywhere in The Sims 4 where everything is based on random numbers. Charisma skill will also improve the success rates of topics like try to calm down, which are meant to get a sim out of a bad mood. This is important for a reason. Success in conversation depends a bit on both sims' moods, so getting the other sim happy may be an easier way to boost success than making your own sim very confident. It's also dependent on context, which is that bit below the friendship meter when in a conversation. Charisma has you covered there as well. Smooth recovery and apologies are directly meant to change the tone of conversation back to a positive one. Naturally, this applies to friendly socials, but also romance in a big way. What's not obvious is that charisma can actually help to improve success when your sim tells a joke. Remember this if you're ever trying to be a comedian. Just a few levels will help a lot. Just about everything social in this game, from parenthood interactions to certain career chance cards, can be influenced by the skill or lack of it. Charismatic sims can ask for a small and large loan, getting 500 to 2,000 on success. You can literally walk up to sims and make this request and never get it back unless you repay it, and any damage to relationships is minor. You are also able to donate to a charity cause, which doesn't do much but make your sim feel happy, so you can get a quick moolah on demand using it. You can buy happiness in The Sims 4. At around level 5, you get the ability to start a social networking profile. These interactions gradually bring in followers. However, what was special about this is now lost, as it's part of the same system used by Get Famous. You can build a little bit of fame with it, but will need to move on to better things to really soar. The same follower count is used for both. Sadly, social networking doesn't do much by itself, especially with just the base game installed. It's a way to gain minor amounts of fame or a big part of city living's social media career where certain follower accounts are required for promotion. If you think your Sims 10,000 is impressive, know that social media Sims need counts in the millions to excel. They get some special moodlets that boost their gains though, so it's just not possible for average Sims without a lot of effort. While charisma isn't a great track toward fame by itself, it can be if you start to score dates with celebrities and take them out in public. Being seen as a celebrity's friend or lover does lead to some nice bumps to your own reputation. You've got to be seen though, so hanging out in private won't help your fame. Interactions with celebrities that give fame will tend to have the star icon next to them. I didn't bother to get any examples of this for this video because, let's be honest, it's a huge grind to befriend celebrities. All in all, charisma isn't super deep, but it is a big part of determining your Sim's success in social situations. If you like this, follow my channel here on YouTube to be notified of new guides. We're expecting a new Maxis Monthly next week around May 7th, so keep an eye out for my coverage of it. We may see a tease for the content we strongly suspect is coming this summer.